Our next storyteller is Jessie Kerr-Whitt, who is a member of Temple Concord, and she's the co-principal of the CBSCS Religious School. So, thank you.
So, I taught kindergarten at the Syracuse Hebrew Day School for 30 years. And it was wonderful. We would start the year and we would begin to talk about Rosh Hashanah because, of course, that's the first holiday during the year. And it was great. We would go and we would pick apples and we'd bring them back and then we would sing, "Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear world, happy birthday to you." And I would say, oh my goodness, I love Rosh Hashanah. It's my favorite holiday. And we would go along and the year would go. A few weeks later, it was Sukkot. And Sukkot is a holiday where it's the festival of booths. And you build a booth, sort of, and then you go inside and you look through the branches on the top at the stars, and you bring things that you shake. And we would sing, "I come to the sukkah with things in my hands. I come to the sukkah outside where it stands." And I would say, oh, isn't this wonderful? Sukkot is my favorite holiday. And then a little time would pass, and it would be Simchat Torah. Well, Simchat Torah is great because you finish reading the Torah, and then you get to start all over again. And I would pass out the little stuffed Torahs to everyone, and we'd sing Torah, 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 Torah Tziva Lanu Moshe. And I would say, oh, isn't this wonderful? Simchat Torah is my favorite holiday. Well, a little more time passes, and then it's Hanukkah. Wow. Oh, my goodness. In the afternoon, we would light the candles. And we'd say, "I have a little dreidel." And I would say, oh, isn't this wonderful? And someone would say to me, can you guess what they would say? "Mrs. Kerr-Whitt, you say all the holidays are your favorite." And I would say, you're absolutely right. All the holidays are my favorite. But have you figured out which one is my very favorite? And they thought about it. And they thought about how every Friday afternoon we would sing. We sing Shabbat, we sing Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom. And they said, I think it's Shabbat. And they were right. And I was so proud of them. Well, I heard a story from a storyteller called Karen Golden a lot of years ago. And the story is called Niggun. And that's what Jim started with his story with. It's a sort of a tuneless melody. Well, this story is about Moshe. Moshe was a woodcutter, and he lived out in the forest with his wife, Razel. They were very, very poor. And every week he would work hard, and he would save money. He would make sure he had the 3 coins he needed to buy the candles and the challah and the bread to welcome the Sabbath. And he would bring them home, and there would be a wonderful meal waiting for him, sweet and delicious, and they would celebrate welcoming Shabbat. Well, one week, it had been a very hard week, but he did have the 3 coins he needed. And he walked walked into town. It was a beautiful afternoon, just gorgeous. And the breeze in the trees, the birds chirping, and there was a little squirrel that sort of followed him and ran in front of him. It was wonderful. And he got to town and he bought the candles and he bought the challah and he bought the wine and he put them in his sack and he started on his way home and he was happy and he was listening. And as he was listening, he heard someone singing a Niggun. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. And he loved it. It was wonderful. It was so sweet he could taste it. It was so delicious he longed for it with his heart, his whole body. And he followed the sound of their singing and he came to them. And it turned out to be a caravan of wandering musicians. So he said, please, please, I must have that song, that Niggun. I must have it. Will you teach it to me? Please, you must teach it to me. And they said, very well, but you need to pay us. And he said, of course. And he reached into his pocket, and of course, it was empty. And he reached into his other pocket, and of course, it was empty, and all he had was the sack. So he picked up his sack, and he opened it up, and he thought, and he reached in and he took out the candles and he said, will these pay for it? And they said, yes, that will do. And they taught him the song. Yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die die yai die die yai die 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 die. Oh, it was wonderful. And he loved it. And he decided that what he would do is he would sing it over and over and over again all the way home so he wouldn't forget it. So he started on his way home and he was singing, I die, 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 die. And he walked along and a branch fell out of a tree, thump, right on his head and knocked him on the ground. Woof! He got up. He dusted himself off. And then he said, okay, I'm all right, no problem. Yay. Oh! And he went back to the minstrels and he said, a branch knocked the tune right out of my head. You must teach it to me again. You must. And they said, very well, you need to pay us. And he said, oh, of course. And he picked up his sack again and he looked inside. Oh. Will you accept this challah as payment? Very well, they said, and they taught him the song. Yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die die yai die die yai die 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 die. Now he knew it, and he was going to be very careful walking home. So he started down the forest path, and he's watching the trees. And he's singing, yai, die, 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 die. And he was looking so intently for branches that might fall that he missed a branch that had already fallen. And he tripped over it. He fell on the ground. Woof! And he got up. He dusted himself off. He started on his way again. Yai, die, 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 die. And he went back to the wandering minstrels and he said, I have to have the tune. It's been knocked out of my head again. Please teach me. You must teach me. And they said, very well, but of course you must pay. He said, oh, of course. And he got a sack and he opened it up. Oh, and he reached in and he took out the bottle of wine And they smiled. And he said, "You'll accept this?" And they said, "Oh, yes." And so they taught it to him once again. Yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die die yai die die yai die 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 die. And he went through the forest. Now, as he went home, he was very, very careful. He was watching the ground. He was watching the trees. He was watching everywhere. He was going very slowly, every step. He finally made it home. He got to the door of his house, and Razel, his wife, was waiting in the doorway. He was quite late, actually. She was a little worried, but there he was. It wasn't Shabbos yet, and he was here. And she said, "Oh, Moshe, you're home. You're home. Your sack. It seems to be empty. How will we greet the Sabbath?" And he said, "Oh, don't worry. I have something so wonderful. Let me sing it for you. Yai die 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 ya da 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 die die yai die 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 ya da 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 die." And a look first of understanding and then of delight spread across Razel's face. And she said, "Oh, come in, let's start our dinner." And their festive meal that night did not begin with candles and challah and wine, but with the sweet and delicious Niggun that he had learned. Yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die die yai die die yai die 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 die. Thank you.